The orbital defense platform Cerberus 7 had been humanity's last hope against the Krillian advance. Now it burned in the void, its twisted metal skeleton casting shadows across the debris field that had once been Earth's outer perimeter. Marcus Chen floated in his EVA suit among the wreckage, watching the alien dreadnoughts lumber past like metal whales. His helmet's HUD flickered with damage warnings. Life support at 30%, suit integrity compromised in 7 locations, and his pulse rifle nowhere to be found. The Krillians had won this battle, but the war was far from over. Through the static of his damaged comms, he caught fragments of transmission from the alien fleet. The universal translator in his suit, though glitching, managed to parse enough of their guttural language to piece together their plan. General Vexithara, the butcher of Proxima Colony, was aboard the flagship Doom Sovereign, the same creature who had ordered the glassing of New Geneva, who had turned children into target practice on Kepler 442b. Marcus had seen the footage. Every human had. The galaxy had learned to fear General Vexithara's crimson carapace and 4 amber eyes that burned with sadistic pleasure. The alien stood 9 feet tall with natural armor plating that could deflect small arms fire and razor-sharp appendages that had torn through entire platoons. But Marcus Chen had grown up in the vertical farms of Luna City, where a single mistake meant watching your family starve. He had learned that sometimes the impossible was just another word for necessary. The human drifted closer to the Doom Sovereign, using micro-thrusters to navigate between chunks of station debris. His suit's stealth coating was damaged, but in the chaos of the battlefield, one small figure among thousands of debris pieces might go unnoticed. The Krillians were efficient killers, but they were also arrogant. They never expected prey to hunt them back. The dreadnought's hull stretched before him like a metal mountain. Marcus found what he was looking for, a maintenance shaft near the aft section, just wide enough for a human in a damaged EVA suit. The Krillians built their ships for creatures twice human size. They never considered that smaller beings might use that against them. Inside the ship, emergency lighting cast everything in an amber glow that matched the aliens' eyes. The corridors echoed with their clicking, chittering language. Marcus moved like a ghost, his magnetic boots silent against the deck plating. The suit's damaged sensors couldn't map his route, so he relied on something older, the hunter's instinct that had carried humanity from African savannas to the stars. He found General Vexithara in the command center, standing before a holographic display of Earth. The alien's 4 hands gestured at continents, marking them for destruction with casual movements. Around the general, lesser Krillians scuttled about their duties, antennae twitching with anticipation. Marcus had no weapons. His suit was dying around him, life support down to 15%. But he had 2 things the Krillians had never learned to factor into their equations: human adaptability and the quiet fury of a species that refused to die quietly. The maintenance vent above the command center had a manual release, designed for Krillian hands, but Marcus had spent years working Luna's machinery. His gloved fingers found the mechanism and triggered it, just as General Vexithara turned toward Earth's image, preparing to give the order that would end his homeworld. Marcus dropped 15 feet onto the general's carapaced back. The alien's natural armor might deflect bullets, but it couldn't protect against the one weapon every human carried: ingenuity born of desperation. The EVA suit's emergency beacon contained a microfusion cell, designed to broadcast distress signals for months. Marcus had repurposed it during his approach, turning the beacon into something else entirely. As the general bucked and thrashed, trying to dislodge the small human, Marcus welded the improvised device to a gap in the alien's neck plating. The Krillian guards fired, but their general was in the way and they dared not risk hitting their commander. Vexithara's claws raked across Marcus's suit, shredding the fabric and cracking his faceplate. The human held on, his boots locked into the alien's carapace joints until he heard the microfusion cell's distinctive whine. He let go just as the device detonated. The explosion wasn't large by military standards, barely enough to damage the command center's systems. But it was precisely placed, and General Vexithara's head separated from the creature's shoulders with surgical precision. Marcus hit the deck hard, his suit finally failing. The remaining Krillians swarmed toward him, but something had changed in their movement. They hesitated. The impossible had happened. Their invincible general lay dead, killed by a single human with no weapons, no backup, no chance of survival. In that moment of hesitation, Marcus grabbed Vexithara's severed head. The thing was massive, nearly as large as his torso, But Luna gravity training had given him strength that surprised even himself. The Krillians found their courage and attacked, but Marcus was already moving. He triggered his suit's emergency thruster, a one-shot system designed to push a damaged astronaut back to safety. It launched him through the command center's main viewport, shattering the reinforced transparent aluminum and carrying him into space. His suit was dying, his oxygen almost gone, but he was still alive when the human rescue ship Defiance found him 3 hours later. They pulled him aboard, still clutching General Vexithera's head, his cracked faceplate fogged with his own breath. The news spread faster than light across human space. The Krillian fleet had retreated in chaos, their command structure shattered. General Vexithera, the Butcher of Proxima, the creature who had believed humans were nothing more than vermin to be exterminated, was dead. Marcus Chen had entered that alien ship as one man with a failing suit and no weapons. He had walked out, figuratively speaking, carrying proof that humanity would not go gently into the night. Sometimes the most powerful weapon wasn't technology or superior numbers. Sometimes it was simply refusing to accept that defeat was inevitable. The galaxy was learning what humans had always known. When cornered, even prey animals could become predators. And humanity had never been prey. They had just been patient, waiting for the right moment to remind the universe why they had clawed their way from a single world to the stars. The war would continue, but now the Krillians knew fear. They had learned that every human was potentially the last thing they would ever see. And Marcus Chen? He requested transfer to frontline duty the moment his medical leave ended. After all, there were more alien generals out there, and humanity had a reputation to maintain.